Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Are you struggling with your driver? And no matter what you've tried or done, you just can't eliminate the nasty hook, the dreaded slice to find more fairways. If this sounds like you, then I promise you, you're not alone. And in today's video, I'm going to review our 2023 Masters Champion Jon Rahm swing because there's something going on in his technique that I think we can learn from to help us hit the ball straighter, farther, and better than we've ever done before. So without further delay, let's jump in. Now, there's no disputing clinching the green jacket definitely puts Jon in a different category. And what you may not know is that since 2016, Jon Rahm has played in 142 tour events. And of those events, he's finished in the top 10 70 different times. So practically it's a coin flip. So no matter what event he decides to show up to, there's a 50-50 chance he's going to finish in the top 10. And I don't know about you, but that's pretty damn good. And when we take a look at his stats, this is where it really speaks volumes. He's currently leading the field in strokes gained, eagles, birdies, and scoring average. And when you peel it back even deeper and look at his performance around the golf course, he's third in approaches to green, third in greens in regulation, and this is the impressive one. He's currently ranked second from 200 and in. I mean, anytime you can fire darts from this distance and get it on the green, you're definitely going to play well, and this would be the explanation of why he's had so many top 10 finishes. But it's not all puppy dogs and ponies, because when we take a look at the driving performance, this just might paint a different picture that would lead you to dismiss the shorter backswing thoughts. And before we do dismiss that, I want to shed some light on these numbers because right now, Jon's currently 79th in the field with driving accuracy. And if we look at this stat 6 to 8 weeks from now, I'm betting those numbers are going to get better, and they're going to get better as a direct result of a change Jon recently made leading into the Masters. And what's cool, it had nothing to do with technique. The change he made was adding an extra degree of loft through the loft sleeve to his 10.5 triple diamond driver. So you heard me loud and clear. Somebody at Jon's speed, 120 mile an hour clubhead speed, producing 180 mile an hour of ball speed, is rocking a 11.5 degree driver. Now, this isn't a call for you to go swap out your driver for a higher lofted option, but just know adding a little extra loft can help you regulate that ball flight and protect that spin. And if it helped Jon don the green jacket, who knows, it just might help you turn your game around. So now let's take a look at Jon's swing because there's a lot of good takeaways here. And if we use this as a formula to help you make the transition, I'm pretty confident you're going to make this transition quicker and easier. With the first being that of setup position. Now, Jon recently did a video talking about the significance of soling the driver about 6 to 8 inches behind the golf ball. And this does two things very, very well. The first thing it does is it allows you to square the body up to the target line a little better to make you less out to in. So it's going to be less curvature. The second thing it does is it allows you to hit through the golf ball with an ascending strike, and we already know the benefits of hitting up on a ball. So we never want to hit at the ball or down on a golf ball, and setting the driver a little behind the golf ball at address can help. Step 2 is we need to protect the club head speed, and we're going to do this by creating a wider swing arc. And the sensation, what you want to feel is that you want to feel that the right arm or the trail arm is actually pushing away from the body, creating as wide a swing arc as you possibly can, and Jon does this very, very well. And the reason why this is important is once we shorten up that backswing, we are going to lose a little bit of leverage, a little bit of momentum, and we're likely going to see clubhead speed drop. So if we can offset that with a little wider swing arc, we can protect that clubhead speed. And Jon's a walking testament that even with this short backswing, he can still move it at 120 miles an hour. Step 3, and probably the most critical, is we need to slow down the backswing. And this is where I see a lot of our customers struggle when trying to make this transition. If you try to operate at the same pace and tempo as you did with a full swing, you're likely going to get to the top faster and quicker, which will only lead to sequencing issues, and the top half will outrace the bottom. And how you can tell this is by how aggressive that curvature is. If the top half is beating the bottom half, you're likely going to cut across the ball, and you're going to see more aggressive slices starting way left and bending more right. So slow it down. Think of those old flag football days, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi to the top, and pull the trigger. And Jon does this very, very well. Step 4 is we need to make sure we complete our shoulder turn while also finishing with our hands in the optimum position. And when we take a look at the top of Jon's swing, you'll notice that his hands finishes anywhere between 10 to 11, but take a look at where the club head is pointed. It's not pointed behind him in the 3 o'clock position. It's more pointed in the sky at 1 to 2. And this is definitely going to help you shorten it up and to make sure you're not over swinging. So shorten it up, get those hands in a 10 to 11 o'clock position. Clubs should almost feel like it's pointed directly up. It's a little thing we call feels versus real. So if it feels like it's pointed in the sky, you're likely in the best position. Then take your cut. Tip 5. We need to make sure that the shaft doesn't get too steep or vertical on the way down. And the explanation is, because of the shorter backswing, you will have a tendency to pull on the handle. You're just trying to compensate for the shorter backswing. But as a result, if you tug on the handle, that shaft is actually going to stand up. And that's going to cause you to hit down on the ball, cut across the body, and no good can come from that. And the only way to save it is with some crazy body tilts. So here, what I want you to think about is as you create that wide swing arc to the top, pay notice to how much space Jon has between his rib cage and his trailing elbow. And then as he starts his downswing and those hips start to move, you're going to notice that that right elbow gets closer to his body. So think about this on the way down, and as that lower half moves, reattach that right elbow to your side, finish your pivot, and I promise you, you're going to come from a much better position. So there you have it, the 5-step process to shorten up your backswing. Now, as a quick disclaimer, this may not work for all of the golfers that's out there. If so, then everybody on tour would be embracing the shorter backswing, but we know that's simply not the case. But if you are struggling with consistency and finding the fairway, trying it out just might not be a bad thing, and you never know until you try. And here's my ask. If you do try, do me a favor. Come back here and leave your remarks below and let me know what your results were. Truly hope you found value in the information we presented today. And if you did, do us a favor by smashing that thumbs up, and better yet, share this with anybody else that you think would benefit with a shorter backswing. So until next time, thanks for watching.